When did we forget what it means to be a human? Oh, this is going to be hard. So let's start this with, what does it mean to be a human being? We're vulnerable, we get angry, we feel isolated, we get depressed, we get scared, we panic, we make poor choices, we say things in jest, we are arrogant, we can be problematic, we get confused, we lose a sense of perspective at times, we don't have all the experiences in the world to be able to lean upon when it comes to making decisions. We're flawed, right? And that is such an important way that I want to start this video, especially in the aftermath of what happened to Jason Arday. And we can just reflect back into recent times with Sinéad O'Connor, who was absolutely annihilated when she went on to Saturday Night Live and protested, and that led to isolation and depression and worse. Even Chester Bennington, there was significant issues with how he was being portrayed with regards to musical choices. There are people that have been on Love Island and have been absolutely hounded in the media that have led to permanent choices to what could be temporary problems. And this, I'm not just talking here, I'm just not academically theorizing on this. This is something that happened to me in January 2024. So when you start thinking about the principles of, and let's just think about how some of these things start. Some of these things will start with a media article. Some journalists may call it journalistic scrutiny, but it is not about that. It is not just about the one article. It is the rage cycle that comes with it. It is the opinions of people that follow it. It is the hate campaigners that want to jump on top of things. It's the comments. It's the shame. It's the minute that you leave your door. The lies that were told about me in the media were one thing, but I would leave my house and I would be verbally attacked. Go to a little coffee shop just to have a moment of respite and get out of the house, and someone would corner me like, die, I go to jail. I would try and go and see a friend in their office to maybe offer some insights about what I've been through. Someone would burst through the door like, how dare you do this to us? I didn't do anything. And this is the issue. Then you get people that want to ring you up or message you and tell you, oh my God, did you see the article about you? It's everything on top of each other. We have forgotten so much. We're talking about, even now, like be kind. It was never be kind. No one has ever really been kind. Even just talking about it, even giving it oxygen is giving it the airtime to then allow other people to be able to jump on board. If we look at the horrific situation, that lad was hounded. And it doesn't just start with, say, the journalist article in the Times. You don't blame Arday from reporting stuff to the police, but it would have been a moment in panic because stuff is coming. And that's the challenge. It's not the article, it's the comments. I had death threats. People knew where I live, and I was shared WhatsApp messages of people. We know where he lives. We're going to go and do this. We'll go to where his office is, and we'll go and do this. We'll teach him a lesson. We'll do this. Let's do to him what he was planning on doing to himself. It is not about the article. It is the follow-on. It's people who want to jump on the podcasts and start talking about it. It's the rage bait. It's the rage cycle. It's one side who wants to pick it and grab it on their favour and run with it, which is still absolutely trashing the human being. It is then the other side who want to grab it. All of a sudden it turns into, it's a person of colour, it's a man, it's this, it's that, it's Cambridge, it's Liverpool, it's that, it's whoever done this. It explodes. And underneath all of this, we forget about the human being, irrespective of Cambridge and or other places and institutions have machines that look after each other. They'll throw people under the bus. They'll protect their own career progression. They'll protect their own potential to go to jail or get reputationally savaged in the media. They have machines. Individuals do not have this, which means that we need to take more ownership of individuals. Like, ask yourself this question. Would you want it happening to you? And you might say, well, you know what, I don't care, I've got thick skin. All right, do you want your mum reading the articles? Do you want your kids reading those articles? Do you want this happening to your children, for example? You didn't just materialistically, on this earth. There will be someone out there who perhaps loves you, cares for you, who you love for. So you may be turning around and going, well, you know what, this is, if I did this, I'll do this and I'll do this. If it happens to you, it is freaking horrific. Like, the media are feeding us this dirty water. All of this stuff on social media is dirty water, and then we're all upset when we get a bit of a stomachache, or we're crapping through the eye of a needle, or worse, we eject our bodily organs until we die. It is crazy. I cannot understand why we cannot see this. Okay, I can understand, because we live in our own echo chambers. Social media creates this bubble. I have to work pretty hard myself to go outside of that bubble, because I see women hating men, women stopping fathers from seeing their kids. I see male suicide rates going out of control. I see all of these things because they relate to me as a 51-year-old white heterosexual male. I get everything which is hate towards me. I see all of these things. So if you are expressing opinions in some way, which is obviously all right, you're going to suddenly get an acceleration and an amplification of stuff that comes into your feed. Excuse me. Which means you have to work hard to see outside of that. There are people that are racists. There are people that are sexist. There are issues that can be racial, but they are not racist. There are issues that can be about sexism, but they're not sexist. There is men that hate women. There's women that hate men. There's people of colour that hate white people. There's white people that hate people of colour. It's everywhere, which means that we need to work hard to look outside the box. I've seen so much beauty in the world, but if you just look at your social media feeds, you're going to see just hate. So let me bring this back. When you have hate, that leads to the shame, that leads to isolation. When you're isolated, you're not making poor choices. When you're isolated, you're not eating properly, you're not sleeping properly. The brain takes over. You're not worthy. I don't want to be here. I know this because it happened to me. I'm not just talking about the theory of this, and it is horrific. And now what's even worse, people have picked up on this globally. The dudes that it shouldn't have happened. We all mess up. Let's go back to the beginning of this video. We are human beings. Okay, we might exaggerate. We may be less than truthful at times. There are people out there, if there was someone to you who is a friend of yours, it might be, as they say something and you go, oh, well, no, that's not quite right, but they've got massive confidence issues. Perhaps they're just trying to exaggerate a little to feel like they fit in. Oh, it will come true. We don't allow people time and space. And this is what these pylons do. These pylons do not allow people to reflect on an issue, to reflect on a mistake, to do the hard work of perhaps dealing with the trauma and stuff that sits behind these issues, and then come out, make amends, say they're sorry, or whatever their course of action is. So when you have got media, people, articles, the horrificness that comes with it, then that's what leads people to make these horrific choices. And that is on all of us to be able to get to grips with how we interact these things that we may perceive as less than savoury. But the reality is, if you ask yourself the tough question and look in the mirror, you should ask yourself, have you ever done what you are judging someone else of? Have you ever amplified a message? Have you ever maybe been exaggerating? Have you ever denied something? Have you ever done this? Have you ever done that? Because I'm pretty damn sure There is nobody out there that is squeaky clean. And that is the point that we need to take from all of this. Let's question more, judge less, allow people time and space. And if in a year's time they come out and they're still the same, oh, well, buddy, you had your chance, right? And now you'll be it. But that still does not excuse all of these things that go on. It does not excuse the social media posts, the public pylons, the media side of things, because it's never about just the one article. It is about everything that comes with it. And the fact that people want to create drama, people want to lie, people will misinform for their own benefit. If you say to someone, okay, we put a piece of content out there and you're going to get £5,000 for it, for all the clicks and ad revenues, but you're going to be a little bit butthurt about it. Is that someone that I don't know, or someone that I perhaps hate, or someone that I am creating a design to reputationally savage because what's out there for consequence? We all need to think. We all need to take the oxygen out of this. We need to starve it. We need to suffocate all of this. And we will do this through being educated, by being informed, and by questioning and not judging. So that's what this one's about, right? What do you think? Am I off-piste with this one? But what I will say is that there is going to be zero tolerance for hate within this. What I've been through has hardened me to a hard part of this internet, and there will be zero tolerance. And just to finish this, if there is anything in here that has left you worried, scared, in a really dark mental space, please do look on the internet. There are some incredible resources for mind, for crisis moments, and you can speak to Samaritans or whatever is locally in your country. I'll put a couple of resources back into the description below, or maybe into a comment. But anyway, look, it's a real sad day to have to say this, and something that I feel really passionate about, and that is fundamentally where the human impact was coming from, is understanding the impact that we have on ourselves at a human level and what that means to other human beings. It all starts with us being better human beings to the people around, and it doesn't take much, does it, for this world to be a much better place. All we have to be is stop being absolute idiots. Anyway, I'll catch you in the next video.